Hi there. Good to see you. My name is Jessica, and yes, this is Sister Sister live on City TV and, of course, on radio 97.3 City FM. We're also live across the world on cityfmonline.com. We are also live across Sub-Saharan Africa on DSTV channel 363. So we've got you covered today. There is no excuse for not catching the show, your favorite show, every single week. The show is brought to you by Vodafone, Together We Can, Talia Rice, Always Coming Home to Love, and Kel Kids Toothpaste, giving us happy smiles. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, I'll be going into our messages. We get to meet the sisters. I'll be telling you how you can be part of the show as well. So don't go anywhere.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
And you're welcome back. So today, if you'd like to be part of any of the conversations, or maybe you have a question you'd like to submit to the show, this is how you can do it. You can send a quick email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Better yet, you can send a WhatsApp to 054-998-6996, or find us on Facebook at Sister Sister LIVE, Sister Sister Live. Like our page, join the family. Lots of exciting engagements on our wall, trust me. You can send us a DM as well if you'd like to keep your contributions private. All right, so let's say hello to the sisters today. I'll go to Berlin first. Claudia's there. Hey, Claudia, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
What's going on with you?
I had a long day, but I'm happy it's over.
Yeah.
Really.
Such days, you can't wait for them to end, eh?
Very, very happy.
Your was too heavy for me.
Yeah.
But all good. I'm glad you could still make time for the show. We really appreciate that.
No, and you?
I'm
How
all
you
right.
doing?
I'm super. Couldn't be better, actually. You know, when you see me in bright colors like this, you should know I'm having a fabulous
I
time.
envy you. I really envy you.
Yeah. In studio, I do have Sandria.
Hi.
And I have Gail.
Yay.
Yeah. Ladies, what's going on?
Life. We're living.
But where are you going? And you too, right?
I keep telling you,
Y'all are looking
every
all-
time I come these days, I tell you, I'm choosing
To
be
be.
happy. I'm being intentional about my happiness.
I
How's
like
that
that
working for you?
choosing. Yeah.
Oh, it's working because you know the thing about law of attraction. So I'm attracting. I'm
Positive things.
Yes. So I'm attracting happiness, and people around me are happier, and so yes,
Super.
be intentional.
And you're wearing sneakers.
Oh yeah.
Cute
Dior,
sneakers. They're
Dior
too cute.
Nikes.
Like your feet. What do you wear? Size 2? Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Don't answer that.
Oh.
Gail, good to see you. How's it been for you?
It's been okay. As usual, minding my business.
Getting ready for Christmas?
I don't celebrate Christmas.
No.
I don't believe in it.
Who doesn't
Why?
celebrate Christmas?
Finally, someone.
Oh, you don't celebrate Christmas either? Wow.
It's actually I wrote a blog about it called The Cry of the Xmas Chicken, because you know that it's usually in Christmas where people chew chicken.
Yeah.
And even though I was put into the church, after a while I got to unlearn everything, because when I'm in church I feel like a fraud.
Really?
Like, when
you
I'm
don't
praying and
believe, 'cause
everything,
you
I
don't
wasn't
believe.
connected.
Yes.
So I feel like
I
we are
can
fraud
relate.
in there. So I only go to the Christmas, 31st December church. So I was like the Christmas chicken.
Once
I
a
only
year.
come out, and then I felt like it still wasn't working, so I completely stopped.
Okay, at least you're being real.
Yes, I am real. So
Okay.
I love Christmas, and I get
too.
you,
Well,
but I love the
recent times, but-
lights and the carols and the festivity, and I
the
feel like
food.
and the food.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's the one time of the year where people are, especially outside, you realize that people are more friendly.
yeah.
Strangers say hello
True.
versus
And then the
normal
family
time when
thing,
everybody's just
yes,
minding.
yeah.
Some way, somehow, strangers are more, hi, Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
And I love that. I love the conviviality
Yeah.
of Christmas. Yes.
I
So
get
I'm
you.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather call it the end of year then. I prefer to see it as the end of
Holidays
year
or the
something.
holidays.
The holidays.
Yeah, holidays.
Yo,
Yeah.
the holidays.
Yo, anti-Christmas.
Yo,
We'll start our show at this
Grinch.
point. Yeah, the
Madam
Grinch who
Grinch.
stole Christmas.
Oh.
And just the question you asked, like, she's so dressed, where is she going? I have a friend, whenever you ask her that question, she'll tell you, I was coming here.
Oh, which is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, you got a nice response. Okay. Let's go right into our messages for today. So it says, hi Jess. So my friend is in a dilemma and I've been really helpless since she confided in me. She was in a relationship with a guy for some years. They broke up due to these reasons. He flirts a lot, he deletes chats, sometimes denies her as his girlfriend when asked. She confronted the guy about it, but he didn't change. Despite all these, he's caring and good, according to her. Fast forward, she met this guy who, according to her, was her spec by all standards. God-fearing, treats a lady right, also responsible, but the issue here is he belongs to a tribe that her dad disapproves of. She nevertheless dated him for some months, but along the line, she thought it would be a big deal in the future, so she had to end the relationship. Jess, she's gone back to her ex because, according to her, she's never been alone before and didn't want to heal before moving on again with this ex. She said she's started seeing the same traits that made her leave a few months after getting back.
Duh.
And doesn't seem like he's ready to change. Okay. Now, Jess, she wants to break up with the previous ex and settle down with her recent ex, as in the one who's met or
I'm
meets her
confused.
spec. Her issue now is with her dad, how to convince him to accept the guy. And now her question is, should she let both guys go because of the back and forth, or go in for one whom her dad disapproves of because of his tribe, though she's sure and assured him her dad may eventually accept him, but may take some time. And she's also expressed same level of insecurity because he did nothing wrong to hurt her, but she left him for her other ex. They both still love each other. Is it wise to
She
go
and
ahead and
who?
date him? At this point, I'm a bit confused.
Yes. She and who are the both who love each other, no?
One of the exes. I think the newer ex, no, the one who
They still
the
love
last
each other.
ex.
Or the previous,
The previous
like,
ex.
then
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I know you didn't come to me, but I'm coming anyway
Yeah.
because she has confused me and I don't like being confused. And it is because she herself is confused.
Yes.
That's why she's
We're
confusing
confusing
us.
us.
So since you are confused, madam, she should leave. Tell your friend to leave both of them. People have a fear of being alone. And I've sat on this show, and I'm sure many of the other sisters have said this. We need to learn to love ourselves. Love your own company. Look, I'm able to stay in my bedroom and not open my bedroom door for 4 or 5 days.
Me
yeah,
too.
but you're a hermit though.
Learn to be a hermit like me.
Exactly.
Love yourself. Do you understand? You do need to heal because what you're doing is not fair to either guys. What she's doing is not fair to either of them. You're dangling them and you're dangling your love like a carrot. Oh, today is this one because she shouldn't even have gone back to that first one. He's a flirt, he's a cheat, he's
not gonna change.
He's no. The tribe thing, it can be resolved. I'm sure that actually she said to him that eventually her father will accept him. So why
That's
did
what
she
she
leave?
said. Like, I don't know, maybe if she convinces her parents a little
Auntie,
bit more.
what you need is healing, or what your friend needs is healing. So I say yes, she should leave both of them, learn to love herself and be on her own, heal and be sure, okay, now I'm fine. I can commit to one relationship, irrespective of the challenges. Certainly not go back to the first one, though. He's
don't like the
he's
cheat.
not marriage material, quarter yard safe.
And denies you in public.
In public, right?
Yeah.
Right? So no.
You
That's
shouldn't even
my take.
add him to your exes.
No. He's a distant.
When they mention you never dated.
Uncle.
And I go.
Well, like I'm also very confused when you're reading the thing because like back and forth.
Yeah.
And I want to ask her if she's a farmer because when I was in school, in our Greek class, they had something called shifting cultivation.
Cultivation.
You
We're
know,
all
like
excited about that.
you till one part of the land, and then when
yes.
you're done with
move to
harvesting,
the
blah
other.
blah, you go to the next one, and then same thing, you come back. So that's what she's doing. That's what she's doing, and it's just very confusing. And then the fact that she said she doesn't want to be alone, that's very sad.
Yeah.
But
You
there are a lot
see?
of people like her, you know that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but and I don't know if it's the culture or something that doesn't teach, especially women, to enjoy their own company. It's very hard to see a woman in town by herself, like
So the culture
having
doesn't
a drink
necessarily teach women not to.
to do that.
But it teaches, what it teaches us is you need to be partnered.
Yes,
And so it's it's
in a
it's
way,
the same
yes,
teaching,
it's the
but
same
not
thing,
in the
yes.
same words.
Because when the guys they see you by yourself, obviously they'll be thinking about,
She's selling.
yeah, why is she by herself?
She's
and so
selling.
you, the woman, and for me, I'll speak for myself. It took a very long time for me to be able to do things on my own. Even now, I would still want to go with somebody because of that same,
Yeah.
cultural
Yeah.
whatever. Because you feel like they have told you have to be with somebody. So if you're alone, either you get other kinds of people, accosting you. They use that as an opportunity to either ask you for your number, because as soon as you're alone, it means
You must be looking.
yes.
Yeah.
So let them come for you. So, and it doesn't allow the women to be, should I say, independent?
Yeah.
Because you always feel like there has to be somebody with you. That's why even when ladies go out, even with a guy, they eventually want the guy to even pay for, whatever it is. So you go out, you don't even know the price of anything because you are always relying on the guy to take care of things. And I'm just going to tell this lady, like Sandria said, this is just a very short, we don't even have to talk too much about it because it's not healthy that you're playing with people like that, you're not even building anything with anybody. It's like you're here and it's like you're just thinking about yourself alone. You're not even thinking about whether you're even compatible with them or connecting with them. I left here because of whatever and I went here because my daddy doesn't want this guy. So then let me go back and then let me go back. And you're not even thinking about what it's doing to you. You're not healing. And even so, if you see the right thing for you, how will you even recognize it? So obviously you don't even know yourself. That's how I see it. She doesn't know herself. She doesn't know what she wants. She just wants to be with somebody. She wants to attach herself to somebody to feel relevant. So I agree with you. Let the two of them go. Start all over again. Get to know yourself and start to do things by yourself. And if you get to meet people who connect with you in terms of the things that you like, and then you can start from there. And then see how it goes. It doesn't have to be you don't have to just jump into a relationship just because you're a woman and you met a guy.
Right.
Let it grow,
Right. Claudia,
So
what do
I
you think?
Sorry, to add to what Gail said, the part about women not wanting to go out by themselves. I remember back in uni, a friend was talking about a lady who they thought was at 35, so they felt she was old and should have gotten married. And I remember he made a comment that a woman who wants to marry, every day you are going out, who will marry you? So there's also that misconception that also keeps women at home because they have this idea that if you're always going out, you're not wife material. And I think it's something that we have to address as well, like Gail did very well, that women need to understand that having fun by yourself doesn't make you a deviant. Choosing to have, if you can even go with your girlfriends, which is something I do a lot when I'm home, like we actually hop from restaurant to restaurant just to have fun amongst ourselves and not necessarily with men, which I find more exciting sometimes than with the men. But that's a story for another day. But I think she doesn't like the second guy. She went to the second guy because she wanted to get over the first guy. Because if really she loved him, by now she would have taken the guy to meet her father, and her father would have expressed his reservations, and they would have been working through it. So it's like she's just making excuses to herself to jump and feel good about herself. I don't think she likes the second guy. It's a relationship of convenience. Because in one breath, you say he's everything, and then you start dating him, then you stop, and then you are now using your dad as an excuse. So in my opinion, the first one is definitely trash. No standards, won't serve you. So there's no point going back there. But the second one, if indeed you are not lying to yourself, if indeed you are not afraid of being alone, if indeed the tribe angle is not an excuse, then let your dad meet him. And that hurdle, you'll cross it. But you have to be very honest with yourself, because you don't want to be alone and he's around, maybe you feel you have to choose him. But like Drea and Gail also said, maybe it's none of them. But if indeed the tribe is not an excuse, that you are telling him, oh, I don't like him, and you know when you don't like a guy, you start looking for reasons to clear him. You list the positives and then you start looking for the negatives, and you try and use the negatives to get him out of the race. I call it elimination by rough tactics. So if that's not what you are doing, and indeed you think it's just the tribe, then it's not even your decision to make. It's your dad's decision, because he's the one that you sense will disapprove him. And in another breath, you say, oh, it's not an issue, it can be resolved. So, madam, you're not being honest with yourself. Let's assess the situation, see what the reason is. I strongly suspect you don't like both of them, but you don't want to be alone. So you are convincing yourself to be with one of them, which is not healthy. It's a breakup waiting to happen. Because if you're with someone you don't like, you don't settle. You're constantly looking. You're constantly searching. So this relationship won't last. After 6 months, you come out with another excuse. You might not even meet anyone. And you might even go back to the one who wasn't treating you well. So deal with your emotional baggage. No matter how long you try to suppress and repress it, it would always unconsciously inform your behavior. So deal with that baggage and then assess yourself if the tribe is just an excuse that you are trying to give in order not to be with that guy, or genuinely you don't love him. Because I know when a woman loves a man, by now he'd have been in your father's house and you'll be trashing through the tribal thing and convincing him and trying to accept him. So you not doing that, to me, is an indication that you genuinely don't love him. So then let both of them go, if that is the case.
Yeah, I don't really blame this young woman too much, because we live in a country where people look down on you when you're single.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely.
Yo,
But
like,
you see,
I don't even know. I don't even know what else to say. But I've had arguments with family members at some point in my life, where
Because
an
you're
uncle's- yes, an uncle was trying to say, you're not married. Get married. It's not good to be single. I said, why is it not good to be
Yes.
single? That was my first question.
Yes.
And like my dad gave me the look. If he's watching the show, he may remember.
Yeah.
He gave me the look, so I kept quiet.
calm
Because we're about to go on like a whole full on.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely do not settle because you're scared of being single. Sometimes in those quiet moments, you can find your best self.
Yes.
And you'll be surprised just how far you can go when you master yourself.
Yep.
You see? And besides, you need to be a whole person to be able to complement another person.
Absolutely.
And until you're whole, you're just going to be giving that other person who comes into your life problems, because it's like you're dependent on them. You can't think for yourself. In this era, nobody wants another partner to be a leech. We want to be able to be a force when we're together. You understand? So if you're not in that position to supplement the energy your partner will bring, then you're in trouble. You know, he may tolerate you for now because love is fresh, love is sweet, you know, and then as time goes on, he will find his own level. When it comes to the religion, the tribal thing,
Yeah.
think about it carefully, because the question I will say you should ask yourself is, okay, let's say you go to your parents and at some point they say, listen, we don't care whether this guy is great, whatever, he's from this tribe, so no. What will you do?
She write to us and we'll tell her to go and buy her things.
What will you do? I think that's something for you to ponder on. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
City TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and Star Times box. City TV, it's your world.
And you're welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. Let's know what's on your mind, okay? Regarding, of course, our first story. Moving to the second one, says, good evening, sisters. I have a big problem that I need help with. Surprise, surprise. I'm a banker and my wife is a nurse. We've been married for 3 months and something has been happening which I find very bizarre. We decided not to have sex till marriage, even though both of us aren't virgins. On our honeymoon, my wife asked me to smack her bum with my belt as a sort of
Kinky.
foreplay.
Hello.
I was really surprised about what I was hearing, but I thought to myself, maybe she's just being a bit kinky.
Like you said.
I started smacking her, but she kept shouting, harder, harder. Hey! I was like, I'll hurt her, but she said I should just do it, what she wanted.
Okay.
I was not too pleased, but I did it regardless. After that, we started kissing, and her subsequent requests blew my mind. She said that I should lick her armpits
You're lying.
and then go ahead and suck her toes. In my head, I screamed, Jesus! What have I gotten myself into? She was beginning to sound upset as I questioned why she wanted that. I didn't want to ruin our first night, so I did it. Fast forward. Every time I want to make love to her, she demands these things. If I refuse, she doesn't allow me. I called her one day and registered my concerns, but she says that's what turns her on. Sisters, I can't suck toes and lick armpits for the rest of my life.
No, you cannot.
I can't do it again. Help me. Girl, this is right up here.
Hey, sister will not keep us.
Okay, well.
Wow.
Waiting Musa no see forget.
Well,
Sucking toes, licking armpits. Ew!
oh no, these things are not strange.
That's why I passed it on to you.
You say?
They're not strange.
You say-
stuff because see, when it comes to the sex thing, right? Of course, they have the traditional stuff that everybody knows with the penis and the vagina, the usual, and then the what they call.
Ankana one.
No, I'm not going there.
Oh, I mean,
they call it there is erogenous zones or something. So they were based on a research. They are the few common places that everybody goes for. Not everybody, but almost
Most
everybody.
people.
Like the lips, maybe the
Neck,
breast, you know, the
yes.
tummy, the vagina, all those things. And then they have the other ones that if it becomes very like obsessive, that's when you call it a fetish. So that's where the girl is
She
at.
has a fetish.
Yes, she has a fetish. Because then people like, why are you looking at me like that?
oh, I mean,
we're
you're
learning.
talking.
We're learning.
We're
so
listening.
people like weird stuff. I don't want to use the word weird because to each his own. Like that's what you want, that's what you want. People like to be choked. People like to be chained, you know, with their handcuffs.
Oh.
Somebody said.
The IGP
Yeah,
type.
you know, like to be blindfolded. People like so many things. You say, but at the end of the day, when you like those things, you know that if you like armpits or you have a fetish for armpits, you cannot do it on yourself when it comes to sex, right?
Of course.
Because the fetish can
Right? I don't understand.
The fetish can do with either objects or or body parts, okay? And then it shouldn't be a strange thing, because I think the way you're having sex, don't you do with your other body parts? It's only when it becomes an obsession. That's when you think there's a problem. But if you find somebody who's on the same page with you, there's nothing wrong with it. And for me, I have an armpit fetish. Hello? Yes.
Claudia,
I
be
do.
calming down, wait, please.
I do, but the thing is that because I'm a woman, so if I meet somebody I like to first of all smell the armpit. So of course it has to smell clean.
Wait. Jinx! Wait, hang on. Wait. Wait, Sila. You said you like to smell, so you actually tell them, can I smell your
I tell you,
armpit?
I just put my nose there.
How?
But that's the thing. So I mean, you're making out, you're necking, blah blah blah. You just put your nose.
You don't have
there,
asthma,
rub your
eh?
nose. Oh no.
Do you like
No,
the taste of
but that's
deodorant?
Of what?
Deodorant.
I know, because the person doesn't have to have deodorant there.
But
It's
how
just
do you-
clean? It has to be just clean. So the
But
person
if
has
he's
to
coming
shower.
okay.
So
And
when
maybe
you
somebody, this is not like a one night stand, somebody that you know.
someone you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, so you know, and then maybe the person also like, so you have to think about how the person responds as well. Do you understand? You don't just get up and say, well, I have a fetish for this, so I just go and do it.
I have a question.
No, she licks arm. So you lick
that's what I was-
armpits.
Yes,
You're
use
taking
my
the questions out
nose
of
and
my
everything.
mouth.
And then there are men who actually will have sex with the armpit and ejaculate.
Okay.
There's a name for it, but it's very tongue twisting. I
You
don't
say?
want to back
you
for
say?
this.
No,
so
no, don't
there's
let
a
her repeat.
name
No,
for it.
Please,
Ah,
it's
okay.
okay.
No, Charlie, things there.
Hey, you're telling us
You're
today.
telling us. We are finding out.
There are so many things that people do. People like to even people to fat on them.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay,
Let's
okay, okay.
answer this person's question.
So now that you
You
know
ask
say
for
things,
it.
no, hang on,
No,
hang on,
no,
hang on.
Let's
So
wait
we
for
know
this.
say things day. I mean,
Yes,
for
yes.
instance, you
So-
just revealed to us that you said you date.
Yes.
Good.
And I don't think there's anything wrong
But
with
he
it.
has a
When
problem
becomes,
with it.
Yes. So when it becomes like you're with somebody who doesn't get it, then that's when it's a problem. So
Yes.
she, knowing this,
Should
should
have
have
told him.
spoken to the guy about it. That's where I'm coming from. So,
But they didn't have sex before marriage.
So that's why usually you have to have sex before you get
Hey,
married.
the priest will come
Wow.
and beat you.
Or why would they? Because if you had done that, you would
How,
have known.
whatever happens to sexual conversations? for
Conversations.
instance?
That's
Like,
what
you
I'm
don't
also
have to
saying.
have
Either you
sex
talk about
necessarily.
it or you actually practice it, because sometimes it's not the same thing. We can talk about it, and then when it happens, we may not be connecting sexually. You see? And so you knew this thing, you waited and then just dumped it on the guy, and now you expect him to just go along with it. Now you're giving ultimatums, like, if you don't do this, then I don't do this. So I don't know what her sexual orientation was, the first sexual encounter. I don't know how it was for her. So I don't know why she's feeling this way, but that's what works for her. So you could have discussed with the guy whilst you were waiting. I'm not saying everybody should. I'm not going to sit here and say if they wanted to wait, it's a problem or not. But I'm saying that if you had had sex before you got married, then you would have known what you were dealing with. But then they've already gotten married anyway. So what's going to happen now is either they have to come to a compromise. So the lady will have to ease the guy in now. The guy may have to make adjustments, or he will have to quit, because I don't see any way else around it. Because this is extreme. And now she's not allowing him to have sex with her because she feels like, if you can't do this for me, then I don't get turned on. She's not getting turned on. What do you want her to do? And the guy too may be the kind of, traditional guy who feels the normal
Missionary.
case, this, that. So they are not on the same page. That's the whole, gist of the whole thing.
Right.
So how do you get to that point? You talk about it, and then fine. The guy said he did it the first time just he did it the first time just to please her, but he said he can't keep licking armpits for the rest of his
And
life.
toes.
And toes. But if you are clean, I don't see anything wrong with it. But
okay.
I mean, they're not on the same page. So
Right. Drea,
I mean,
I'm hardly ever speechless. But mama me me.
me or what?
No, everything I'm hearing right now. And to be honest, I thought I was kinky.
Oh,
child's play.
Yes,
Sister,
apparently I'm
child's play.
Charlie,
What's
you
the
don't know, man.
kinkiest thing you
Yeah,
ever done?
I won't do handcuffs. I won't do bellets. I won't do any of those things.
How-
You know.
How kinky are you then? What's the
To that
word?
point, I'm not kinky at all.
Oh, yeah. No, she just likes the idea of kink.
Idea of
Okay,
kink.
yeah, so,
Yes.
yeah, but people are actually doing it. So.
Crazy, yo.
So I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think the deodorant people, please, if you produce deodorant, start thinking about taste.
People who
flavor.
like,
Yeah.
edible deodorants,
Edible,
right?
You know,
For people like
yeah,
Gail.
and
Oh.
Co.
And,
okay? Our sister, no, our brother here, because he's the one who's going to have
Yeah.
to eat it. Say you have married her. Anyway, so like Gail said, I'm going to take it from the bottom part of Gail's part because what Gail was saying, because I feel as if, especially if you know you have such a weird, and I'm putting weird in quotes because I can't think of a better word, such a weird fetish, I feel as if the conversation should have been had.
Definitely, yes.
The conversation should, as you are not trying to have sex, missionary and doggy. That one, if you say you're waiting and to marry, there's nothing he hasn't seen, right?
Yeah.
But armpits, like honestly, this is the first I'm hearing of it, right? So I feel as if she's being unfair to him.
Very, very.
How should he deal with it? I think they need to have a conversation because indeed, if it's not for him, it's not for him. Yeah. It's probably turning him off. So then, for the rest of their lives, how are they going to have sex? Because this one wants something done that will turn her on.
Yep.
If he does it, he's turned off. Really, they're not compatible. That's all there is to the story. Unfortunately, they are not sexually compatible. Can they become? I don't know. I don't know what brought on this her fetish for armpits. And I'm not even saying it's a disease and so she needs curing.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It is what turns her on. It is what turns her on. You need to have a conversation and see if there's any way that any of you can compromise. And I don't even want to say she should compromise simply because I don't have the same fetish. Because indeed, I know that she's entitled to enjoy her sex too. Sex shouldn't be a chore.
Right.
So you need to have a conversation. And Charlie, if you're not compatible, you're not compatible. It's one of the reasons people can get a divorce.
Yes.
Irreconcilable differences. And this is certainly irreconcilable if you have the conversation. So it's only 3 months, Charlie. Don't wait 15 years.
Right.
Deal with it now and do not be sucking toes and armpits if you don't want to say.
That's all.
We don't know what deodorant will do to you.
Claudia, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
The guy is very vanilla.
Yes,
But
he is vanilla.
I also feel he's sort of like basic in sense, like he does what is deemed to be normal. What the hegemonic definition of normal when it comes to sex. That is what he's exhibiting. The lady, on the other hand, some like to kiss your earlobes, some like we all have different things that turn us on. So in her own right, she has the right to feel that way. But what pisses me off is she not discussing it before the marriage, which I feel is deliberate and deceitful.
I was about to say that.
Because I remember at some point I was dating a lot, and on the first date, they tell you, I like this, I like that. Like they set the pace. I remember I left one date feeling so traumatized because the things the guy said he liked, on the way home, I'm like, hey, things happen. After this guy, very well dressed, very established, like I was like, Charlie, this is it. And then he starts telling me the things he likes with so much confidence. He didn't even feel bad about it. And so when I came back and I was telling my friend, he's like, why are you kink shaming him? So it's this, why are you kink shaming him?
Okay.
Because that is his sexual desire.
Cool.
So I've had a streak of these
Writing it down.
strange men, and one of them actually left the wife because of that. So the wife initially, then it was different because he wasn't like that before they got married. After marriage, he became curious, and the wife was like, I didn't sign up for this. So then it ended on that note because they had a child. So these desires are very normal if you are with the right person who shares the thing. It is unfair to trap someone into this. Like I said, I left that date very traumatized, but he seemed very normal. And I remember, was it last week that I was telling you that when I listed my name as Miss Prempe, some men started contacting me that they thought I was a dominatrix.
Right.
And the pictures that they sent to me left me very traumatized. These are men I've never seen in my life. And those are the things they are into men dominating them. It is of them with high heels stepping on their face. That is what turns him on. And this guy is in the tech world. Like, he wants to be repressed. That is how he goes to work. He's the boss. He comes home. And his was very specific. He wanted a black woman because traditionally, white women are supposed to dominate blacks. So for him, the dynamics is, I'm the boss. So I want you to repress me. And whatever you need, I'll give to you. Yes.
I'll do it.
Sabia said she'll do it too.
I'll do it.
And so I forwarded some of these pictures to my friend, and she was so traumatized. She's like, don't send me anything. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear. So I feel this guy, because I feel I've been in that situation so many times. It can be traumatizing if you are not used to it. And even with me, that I would say I've become so exposed to it. There are levels to it. You still hear some, and it shocks you. So I would advise him to move. Go now. You are incompatible. And like I just said, a man I went on a date with said he had left his wife because the wife said, I didn't sign up for this. And you have every right to do that. If you're not clicking in the bedroom, don't suppress your feelings. Life is too short.
Yeah.
And we tend to make it seem like, oh, marriage should be so difficult to break. But marriage is a contract. You made a contract based on certain information. Now you've realized that they hid information from you, which is a breach of contract. So don't feel bad. She's not going to change. And from what you are saying, you're not going to suck her armpit, and you shouldn't if you don't want to. Sex is meant to be enjoyed. So please, don't waste time. She's not going to change. Move on. I don't think she'll say, okay, because my husband doesn't like it, I'll stop.
No.
She'll go and do it with
It's not
someone.
even fair to her.
She'll do it behind your back.
Yeah.
Do it. She might keep up appearances at home, be the vanilla wife, and then go and try her kinks with another guy who is probably stuck in a marriage with a woman who is not liking it,
Who's
and
also
they'll be
vanilla.
doing their stuff. Yeah, but from where I sit, the kinks are normal. At some point, you might think they're in the majority, depending on the pool of men you are meeting. And you can't even talk about it because my friend actually shut me down that I was kink shaming. I didn't even know that was a word. Yeah, so now they have
We're
rights.
learning, Padria.
So I just remembered that a friend of mine 2 or 3 days ago who's just started talking to somebody, and he called me and said, I've blocked her. I said, oh, because it seemed to be going very well.
Right.
And he forwarded a text that she had sent to him and the things that she wants done to her. And towards the end, she says, while you progressively choke me.
You see, I mentioned that.
Hey, you're actually reading the text.
Yes.
Let me
While
see
he
this.
progressively choked me. He said, please, all I could think about, it was all good and kinky until the choking bit. Then all I could imagine was me hurting someone's poor child.
Oh.
What if she comes to die on me? I'll go to jail. Nobody will believe she asked me to. I have blocked her.
Nanyan.
Wow.
So basically, I feel like if they had had this conversation,
Yes.
You wouldn't have
Take
married
it.
him.
Yeah.
no.
And deceitful. So I think they should put yourself.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
from experience, she won't change.
Yeah,
That's what turns her on.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but Gail has told us,
It's
she
not-
got-
it's
yes,
the
it's
sun.
normal. So
Why you bringing me?
I'm just pulling your legs. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Let's
But yeah.
have a conversation after this show.
Most definitely.
If it's not your thing, then definitely, let her know. Talk about it. I think open the communication lines. Let her know what you're willing to do, what you're willing to compromise on when it comes to the bedroom. And if she's not open to it, then maybe you guys need to go your separate ways.
Exactly.
A couple of in fact, quite a number of comments. Jay says, Wallahi, you're not going anywhere. You have to learn, that's all. Masa, do you know that things people do? What's the difference between licking the JJ and the armpits? If she is
There's a
neat,
difference.
you're good to go. There's nothing, boss. You will get
Hey,
used
Jay.
to it. Must you always have an ordinary experience? She's different. Embrace it. Even if you choose not to have sex till marriage, you should discuss sex so you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Akosia says, where are you running to, Mr. Man? When you guys were courting, did you ever discuss your sex life and your sexual fantasies? I won't advocate for premarital sex, but if you believe in no sex before marriage, then you have to talk intensely about your sex life with your to-be. Foster says, you made a big mistake, boss. Even if both of you opted for no sex, you should have at least discussed your sexual desires before getting married. These are some of the petty things that the youth of today don't value, but it has devastating effects on marriage. Now it's either you're out or in. And do the needful, because that's what turns her on. Nothing can change her desire. I pray you guys don't seek your sexual desires elsewhere. Excuse me. And then Pearl says, haha, test the thing before you buy it. Say no. Now see what you bought for yourself.
I was going to buy painting.
Elam says, na lie, you will lick armpit and sack toes. I said no sex before marriage, no day my dictionary inside. Oh. Don says, hey, this is nothing. Are you aware of the various things people do to spice up their sex lives? Please learn to love it. Why? Junior says, what help? You will soon do it, my brother. That's what turns her on. That's just by the way. But the wife too, armpit and toes, dear, bonnet bang. I think now having sex before marriage is somehow good. Akosia says, the fact that you're not having sex doesn't mean you can't ask questions.
Yep.
You could have discussed what turns each other on before getting married. There's nothing wrong with being naughty with your partner, even if you're not having sex. Talk about sex too. Talk about sex. It's not a taboo. And finally, Malik says, village man.
Oh.
I'm totally disappointed in you, Mr. Man.
Wow.
Just this, and you are here complaining.
Hey.
It's very
Malik
sad
has been doing since.
and painful when you marry a village man like this type. And for your information, do you know what it takes to bring happiness into the marriage? Or all you are thinking is that she just opens and, after you release, no, next thing will be, honey, have a good night. Shame on you, Mr. Man. Hey, I'm actually surprised at the comment.
Me too.
Yeah, very
It's that
surprised.
we are vanilla.
Yeah. We are.
The guy ball.
Wow.
There's also a misconception that I noticed in the text messages. And it's to the effect that once you're married to someone, you're supposed to do all the styles because they want it. No.
Right.
No. It has to be discussed and agreed. You can't say because I'm your wife, you're supposed to bend and do every style.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Claudia had to clear the air. Yes.
It has to be
We'll go
mutual.
for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
And you're welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. Another message says, hi Jess, I'm frustrated and sad. I just saw my wife in bed with another man. The truth is, I couldn't confront them because I feel it's entirely my fault. You see, my wife and I have been married a little over 3 years, and for 3 years I've been unable to make it stand for her. I've been to several specialists and they claim there's nothing physically wrong. Recently, a prophet revealed my ex was the cause of the issue. That until I beg her for forgiveness, nothing will change. I've tried on several occasions to reach her, but for some reason, she keeps ignoring me. Recently, I saw her comment under someone's post. I begged her to chat with me in her inbox, but she ignored me. I'm about to completely lose my wife. I need help because I'm very desperate. All right. Gail, you want to go first?
I'm about to completely lose my wife. You've already lost her. You've already lost her because, and this reminds me of the story we just discussed. It's the other way. It looks like if you knew you had an issue, you could have discussed it
He
with her
didn't
first.
know, though.
Unless, so you think when they got married before it started?
How do
is
we
that
know
what
he
It's
you
didn't
know?
know?
very
Okay,
possible.
Well, so this is
If
a
he wasn't
case.
sexually active.
So this is
Or
a
maybe
case
not.
of the same thing, not on the same page. 3 years. The woman said she tried. 3 years. What have they been doing? You know.
Licking armpits?
Yes. You had to say that.
Yeah, has to.
You had to say
Don't
that.
mind.
3 years. Charlie. For 3 years, I mean, what were you doing? So the woman said she tried, but for her to start to see somebody else, I don't think that's right. If she feels like she's had enough, get your divorce and then go and find somebody else. But it's not right that, and then you let your guy see that. You know, I think that's not fair. And with he said somebody said, well, prophet said something. No, I don't even want to talk too much about it because I'm not, you know, in that world. So I really don't know whether it's true or not. But I think that you have an issue and it's physical. I mean, as far as I know. So your wife that you've lost her, you know. So if you guys need to do your divorce or whatever, or take a separation or something, and then go and clear yourself. I don't know how you're going to do it. If it looks like you actually believe what the prophet says, so you need to find whatever it is you need to sort out. Just do it.
What did he do to her ex? Is
I
what
don't
his
even
ex
know.
is what I want to know.
You know, so whatever it is that you feel you need to do, just do it. Take care of that, and hopefully your stuff will start working. Your tool. That's what you were talking about, right? Yeah. And then I don't know. I don't know.
All right, Claudia, talk to me.
No, I guess my question is, for 3 years, you can't satisfy her. So why were you keeping her? What arrangements did they have? What conversations did they have? Because the wife is technically cheating because she's married and she's not supposed to be having extramarital affairs, adultery, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm thinking, why would... So is he sterile or is he impotent? If you can't get it up, which category are you?
He's impotent.
Yeah.
Sterility.
No, sterility
Yeah.
isn't a sperm thing.
Yes.
So you're
Right.
sterile,
Yeah.
but he's impotent.
Yeah. So I guess the question should be, why does he feel he has to stay married to this woman? If he can answer
He
that
loves
question,
her.
then why you can't satisfy her sexually? So why are you?
That's why he's written to us, eh?
They say love
think they should
conquers
move on,
everything.
because
Maybe.
this
That's what they
angle
say.
of finding the girlfriend, it's a bit superstitious. It might work, it might not work. Has he told the wife, are they looking for this other lady together? Or is it a personal project that he has taken on? But it's also sad that you can't satisfy your wife and it's something that is beyond your control. And also, I'm thinking, what if it was the woman who can't have sex with the husband? What would I have said? But for me, I think my biggest confusion is why has he been holding on to this sexless relationship for 3 years? Was it because he believed it was going to work? And does the wife support him in this believing and waiting? Or is it possible that they can open up the marriage until his thing starts working again? Is that an option they can consider whilst he tries to track this woman down? Because he seems to be into the superstitious angle
knows
and
what
he
he's
wants
done.
to try. So that would also take time. But until then, I feel the two of them should have a conversation that she should actually confront her. She has to know that he saw them. And that's one thing I have with being in a relationship and not communicating. Like, you caught her with another man. What prevents you from bringing it up and discussing it, bringing out all your emotions in a healthy way and trying to reason it out? So at this point, what do we do? Because I can't satisfy you and I don't want you to go. What do you have to say for yourself? And then they can build it up from there. But the superstition side, I'm not really... He can try it. I doubt it will work. But the fundamental problem is between him and his wife. They need to have a conversation. And for him to honestly ask them, not what he wants. He should ask the woman what she wants. And then he has to then search within himself and find out if what the woman wants is something he can live with. Because unfortunately, he's the vulnerable now. He doesn't have the bargaining chip. The woman seems to be the powerful person now. So it really depends on the two of them. Maybe they can open it up until he gets healed. But there are ways to go around. They need to talk about it. But the woman sneaking behind his back, it's not his fault. I don't want him to say it's his fault. Because we both knew my condition and you decided to sleep behind my back. So you had the information. You didn't go. You decided to stay. And when you started sleeping with someone, you didn't even tell me. So they need to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know both of you are very unsuperstitious. But this is not a story. This is not the first time I've heard a similar story. I know of somebody who was married, they had 2 kids, he started cheating on his wife. The girlfriend took him somewhere.
Wow.
Post that, he will not get an erection with his wife.
Wow. And it worked.
He was not getting erect with his wife, and so eventually they got divorced, and he married the girlfriend, and they have kids.
Oh, wow.
So he was getting erections with the girlfriend.
The one who cursed him.
It wasn't a curse. She went to basically tie him somewhere so he will not make it impossible to be with his wife.
Wow.
And he was legit not getting erections
Now with
with
her,
his
he
wife.
was able to.
With her, he was okay. Eventually, he divorced her, married the second one. They have kids. They're fine.
Wow.
So I know that it's possible.
Oh, yeah.
So I will say that, look, I don't know what you did to your ex, but you
Yeah.
need to find her. Because even if you divorce your wife, until you have gone and fixed this thing that has been done to you, it will not get up. That's it. Itayam be that. And she knows what she has done, which is why she keeps avoiding him and ignoring him.
Yeah.
She's punishing him. She knows that the reason he's reaching out is
Right,
because
because
of
of it.
whatever it is that she's
What
gone to
crime did he
do,
do?
that's
Fashion,
working.
no?
He must have done something.
Really bad, I'm sure.
So, I don't discount superstition. My mother has a saying, once something has a name,
Oh, yeah, I
it
agree.
exists.
Totally.
do you understand? Once something has a name, it exists.
And you can't be in Africa and not be suspicious.
Superstitious. Exactly.
You are by default superstitious.
So
If
I
you're in
say,
Africa, yeah.
look, find this ex-girlfriend. Find people she respects. She's obviously not responding to you because of something you probably did. But I will say find her and do what needs to be done, because otherwise, plus you see, even if superstition didn't exist, once this idea has popped in your head, your mind will keep you down.
Yeah.
Your mind will keep you at 6:30 because someone has told you. And earlier on I was talking about the law of attraction. Someone has told you that someone has done something to you. You have believed it. Once you have said to yourself that this is it,
That's it.
that's it. So until you have gone to actually fix what you've been told to go and fix, you're at 6:30, say. That's your,
What's 6:30?
imagine the clock.
6:30.
Both hands are down. So yes, say.
Yeah, okay.
So until you have gone to beg her or do whatever, what's the word? Rituals or whatever it is you've been asked to go and perform, I honestly do not think that you're going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What of the wife? What happened
Oh, as
to
for
her?
the wife, look,
She's
you
moved
see,
on.
the sexual, and I'm happy that he says, I'm not happy he didn't confront it. I actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Because you see, we live in a society where men are their manhood.
Yes.
Men are their manhood. So no matter how rich, no matter how good, no matter how, once a man's manhood is faulty, he sees himself as faulty.
true, yeah.
That's it. So I feel bad enough for him. And you know that if he didn't feel less of a man, he would have confronted her.
Yes.
So he himself is feeling less.
Yes.
Which is why he didn't confront
Yep.
another man with his wife.
Says he
He's
feels it's
honestly
entirely
feeling,
his fault.
he's feeling low.
Yep.
But of course, I can't blame the wife. The only issue I have, sexual frustration is
It's a thing.
real.
There's a name for it.
Wow,
eh?
whoa.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, it's real. Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like malaria self.
Hey.
You can be sick.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's called lactose
Laco who?
Lactose. It's a whole illness.
Lord.
And
Yes.
so you get the
Today we are
armpits.
learning.
Yes, lactose. And the only
What did
treatment
you
is
say?
sex.
She said armpits.
Okay.
So Charlie, she was probably suffering from lactose and went to get her treatment somewhere else. She should have discussed it with they.
Yes.
Ultimately, they need to have the conversation.
Definitely.
He needs to tell her, look, the reason Medo Bnada is because I've been told that Madam so and so has done so and so to
doing
me.
me.
So I'm trying to resolve that. He also, once he understands the reason she cheated, I feel like they need to. We start on this show and said people have all sorts of open marriages, like all sorts of arrangements in their marriage. It doesn't have to be hidden. The two of you can sit and say, okay, because you have this problem and I acknowledge that sexual frustration is a thing. Indeed, I see you doing this. It's hurtful to me, but I understand.
I understand.
It's
No, I get you. I get you.
it's hard, but he can't stop here forever or until he finds
so they should
X.
just break up, divorce.
should.
But
Yes,
but if
because-
they
and then-
divorce, then he'll go to her.
No, you should
No,
not
then you
take
can
off
go
his
and
problem.
beg them.
Oh,
But
take
what
off
if
your
he
The
problem.
loves
ex,
her?
no.
Oh,
But
really?
love that it doesn't come with action.
So
Yeah.
hold on to the woman he can't satisfy.
If you love, you can
They
trust.
can have, but they can have an open marriage
If you
until
love,
he's
if
Oh,
you-
faithful.
not
in
everybody
Africa
likes that.
like that. No.
But she obviously would like it, so she's already
She said
cheating.
Yes, but he doesn't. That's why he wrote to us.
Yes. You see.
Charlie, let's end it here. It's been an interesting show. Claudia has been good. Yeah. Gail, Sandra, ladies, thank you so much for your time. And to you, every single week, you keep coming back. We appreciate it. Your audience is very much appreciated. A big thank you to our sponsors as well. Vodafone, Together We Can, Kel Kids Toothpaste, Happy Smiles, and Talia Rice. Delicious rice. Edo, hey, always coming home to me. My name is Jessica. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll be back same time next week.
Bye.